I'm reading passages from Ask Not, The Kennedys and the Women They Destroyed by Maureen Callahan. This passage is about John F. Kennedy Jr., Carolyn Bessette and Lauren Bessette, and the plane crash. July 16, 1999. As much as Caroline's gut was telling her not to fly with John that night, she was pushing through. She and John hadn't even hit their third wedding anniversary and already their marriage was in shambles. Multiple tabloid stories, many of them well-sourced, were reporting that John was having affairs, that his ex-girlfriend Daryl was back in the picture, that John was disappointed that Caroline couldn't rise to the level of a Kennedy wife. One of his relatives had told Caroline that she'd better get her act together. Meanwhile, John was demanding that Caroline be a stay-at-home wife, but had no sympathy for her boredom and frustration. He had written in his editor's letter for George, the same letter he had used to simultaneously attack and defend his cousins, that he was tempted to cheat on Caroline. "I have learned a lot about temptation recently," he wrote, "but that doesn't make me desire any less." There were reports he was getting ready to file for divorce. That last one was easy enough to believe. They had fights about it, one on a commercial flight to the Vineyard, loud enough for fellow passengers to hear. "Maybe we should get divorced," John said to her. "We effing talk about it enough." "Oh no," Caroline shot back. "We waited for your mother to die to get married. We are waiting for my mother to die to get a divorce." Page 282. The plane went into a graveyard spiral, falling 900 feet per minute. Caroline and Lauren would have known they were going to die. The sheer force of gravity and speed would have been terrifying as they spun at 200 miles per hour, nose first, into the ocean. When the shattered plane was recovered 5 days later, its cabin was upside down. The debris field spanned 120 feet. Only 5 of the 6 passenger seats were found. John's body was bent backwards at the waist, his head touching his feet. It was rumored on the Cape that the force of the impact caused Caroline's seatbelt to sever her body. Reports were that Lauren may have been in the missing seat. Page 313. Carolyn Bessette Kennedy was 33 when she died. Her sister, Lauren Bessette, a rising star at Morgan Stanley, was 34. John F. Kennedy Jr. was 38. The resulting investigation by the National Transportation Safety Board found John alone responsible for the crash. The report is online, and to read it is to endure a litany of John's errors, rule-breaking, and refusal to adhere to fundamental safety measures such as filing a flight plan and remaining in contact with air traffic control. Nearly 2 years to the day of the crash in July 2001, Caroline and Lauren's mother, Anne Freeman, reportedly received millions in a wrongful death settlement against John's estate. Anne has never spoken publicly about her lost daughters or the accident. As of this writing, her only surviving daughter, Lauren's twin, Liza, lives quietly in the American Midwest. Every July, Liza reportedly leaves the country to escape anniversary coverage of the crash.